I'm Ford Sellers. I am traveling the country, going to schools and universities all across this great nation, talking about lights and lighting technology. Our first stop is Ithaca, New York. In this episode of Theatre Roadtrip, after spending a little more time checking out what Ithaca has to offer in the wintertime, I had the opportunity to sit down with Noelle Whipple, a senior at Ithaca College, to discuss her experience designing lights for the musical Little Women. Join me on this journey of Theatre Roadtrip. Ithaca College Edition.
We are here with Noelle Whipple, who was the lighting designer for Little Women in the Horner Theater at Ithaca College.
I'm Noelle. I'm a senior at Ithaca College in the theater production design major. I mainly do lighting design here, but I've done some lighting tech with production electrician and a lot of costume tech here too.
What drew you to Ithaca College?
And there was just something about Ithaca that just stood out. It looked pretty beautiful here, and I love nature. I love waterfalls. I never saw a waterfall before coming here though. And great program, and I only heard good things about professors. So I've taken a class with every single professor here, and every single one of them has offered support and made the room feel comfortable to ask questions in and learn from, and it's just been a really great learning environment.
You were lighting designer for Little Women, learned about it in the spring, and then what?
Well, we do a design process here at Ithaca where we have 6 design meetings. So the first one happens at least for Little Women, it was in the first couple weeks. And then we have design 2 that's a week after. So in the first one, you just kind of talk about the script and what it entails and maybe what the director wants to go towards when you start researching. For design 2 is when you bring in just all of the research that you can. So for Little Women, we really wanted to lean into American Impressionist paintings. That's what Courtney really wanted. And so in design 2, I brought in probably 60 just paintings that we looked at, and from them we chose one of them to base our color palette off of. And that specifically really helped costumes and scenic design. And we chose colors for the different women. In general, that just incorporated itself into the set and into the lights and how we unfolded each song and the meaning of everything.
So what kind of opportunities do you feel Little Women the musical kind of offered you as a designer? What excited you about it? Tell me about that.
I think the main thing that excited me was our way to go about it with the American Impressionist paintings, because I recently took a painting class and I just love art like that. So I did a lot of research based off of that and how they made those paintings. And it turns out that the way they painted the lights was a big part of that movement. So a lot of what they did was painting, carving out the forms of bodies and highlighting them. And instead of just using gray for shadows, they would use darker colors. And for the highlights, they would use more vibrant colors. They would use high horizons and just a lot of different things with light. And so a lot of the research that I did and when I made my plot and everything was to try and recreate that and essentially paint the stage how the Impressionist paintings are painted.
Tell me about some of the challenges that you had with the design for this show.
There were a lot of scenes downstage that were supposed to be outside. There was a beach and outside the March House and during the wedding. And so I knew that I needed a little bit more daylight color versus a lot of my other research for the March House and when they're inside places was very, very warm. In doing so, I had a little bit of a difficulty because I couldn't fit 2 systems of front light or side light on my electrics because of how much scenery was in the air, because there were all the drapes and there were the windows and just many things. So we didn't have as many line sets as I would have hoped to be able to get multiple side lights or front lights. So what I ended up doing is I only had cooler front light on the downstage part of the stage, and it ended right where the curtain was, which was supposed to be the divider. between the two spaces when they were outside. So it started with that, and then a lot of when they were downstage was when the curtain was in, so just making the curtain look more like involved and like if it was outside, or I would put like side light on it to make it more sunlighty, just stuff like that. But then a lot of what it came to with the downstage was highlighting the form to bring them out from the rest of the set.
So can you talk to me a little bit about your collaboration with your lighting team, your collaboration with the rest of the design team?
Yeah, so with the design team, we worked very beautifully together, creating a color palette for the show, as I mentioned earlier, but Gail, the costume designer, led with choosing different colors that represented each character. It was like Amy was blue and Aunt March was red and Joe was very green. But with that, she like presented all to us, and it made so much sense that in the scenic design and the Aunt March wallpaper, it was red and blue for Amy and Aunt March, and the scenic design of like the March walls were yellow. So even when Beth wasn't there, there was still yellow and it rang through. And there was just a lot of the colors throughout the like physical design of the show that then in the lighting I replicated it with in songs. If they mentioned Beth after she died, this like would turn to an orange, or there would be something that would be yellow that popped up. Especially in like Days of Plenty, there was a moment where like the drapes turned a little more orange, and just things like that. I thought we made a beautifully cohesive and like wonderful story through those color.
Great. If someone were to ask you what you liked best about the program at Ithaca, what would you say?
I think, honestly, I created a new family at Ithaca, just with everyone in my major. It started, we have a big little program here, so when I came in, I had she was a lighting designer, A.K. Cox, but we had a lot of big little events, and my class just became really close with each other no matter our concentrations, and we just hung out with each other all the time, and we have been there throughout all of our classes. If any of us need help, we ask each other, and someone will always be there to answer questions, whether it's schoolwork or personal life or anything like that. I really just have a family in my year, and even without like just my year, the grade below me and the grade above me have been like really close, and the grade above me were like mentors to me even, and now I'm like a mentor to the grade below us, and it's just like a beautiful working relationship, and it's like a giant family of 80 people in our major, so that's probably my favorite part.
In our next episode of Theatre Roadtrip, we'll sit down with the production electrician and lighting designer for Ithaca's final production of the semester, which,